to give you guys a baddie, sexy, cutie vibe, something that reminds you of like Valentine's, or every day that you love. If you like this, please like and comment, subscribe too, and let me know how you guys feel about this look. If you have any other looks that you think that would, compliment me, let me know. My name is Baddie, and like I said, welcome to my world, and I hope you guys like it. Bye. So right here, I'm going in with my eyebrow pencil, something closer to my eyebrow color, and I'm just filling in those parts as far as, just for it to be even. I want to do this on both sides. This is not what I'm going to use for my final product. Then I'm using this spoolie to just basically smooth out the lines, and that's going to give me a more softer look. Next, I'm taking my Anastasia eyebrow brush, and I'm dipping in LA Girl, like a pomade dip brow, and I'm just filling that in. I like this. Next is concealer. I want to make sure this is where I basically, this is where my eyebrows come in. This is when the drawing starts. It's going to, have a shadow, create a shadow, and this is going to form my eyebrows, if that makes any sense to you. So I'm doing this on both sides as well. I want to make sure I fill those eyebrows in also, because sometimes the concealer get into it. Now I'm just using my Real Techniques brush and blending that, concealing into my skin so it becomes seamless as well. I want to make sure I do this on both sides. Sometimes you gotta be careful though, because concealer gets on your eyebrow and you have to redraw it. Next, I'm taking this serum. I use this hydrating serum that I got from Ipsy, and I put it on my face because, like I said in my previous video, my skin is so thirsty. I want to make sure it's sticky and tacky, and I'm just prepping it. Now I'm using the LA Girl and Cool Tan to basically create a shadow base, and I'm using my Complex Contour brush, which I also love. That helps me blend out the concealer. I love using this brush. It just helps me blend. Do this to both sides. Make sure you get everything. Now I'm using Carmex because when my lips start feeling dry, I can't deal with it at all. It just drives me crazy. I have a newbie. It's Julia, the Berries collection. I absolutely love this collection. It's so pretty. It's beautiful, honestly. It just reminds me of Valentine's. It reminds me of spring. It makes me want to really, honestly, get a cup of wine. I'm using this in my crease. Yes. Well, it's below my bone line, but I call it crease. Like I said, potato. To me is all the same thing, but I'm using that below my brow bone. I'm going to use that pink, just a lighter pink. I want to do this to both sides as well. I want to take a brush that hasn't been used and blend it out. I know it looked like it has some stuff on it, but that's just stained, and I'm using that to basically decrease the harsh line. Next, I'm taking a deeper pink and I'm putting it just below that line, which is called the actual crease. And yeah, I'm like, buffering that deeper pink in. That's gonna be what I call my strong bone. That's gonna be the part where like it just give me that cat eye effect. And I want to do this to both sides. I want to make sure everything is even. So what I do for one side, I do to another side. Simple. Yes, honey, yes. I can feel the love in this palette just coming out. Next, I want to take my same concealer that I use for the shadow base. So it's the Cool Tan LA Girl. And I'm just like I said, sometimes I use concealer, sometimes I don't. And I want to just make sure the pink come through as far as the next pink, well, next set of pinks I grab from the palette. And I'm going to also do that on both sides as well. I try to get it as even as possible. This takes more learning. This is another technique I seen where they pull back the eyes. I try to make it symmetrical, but like I said, it's makeup. I use my Fit Me loose powder in medium deep just to like throw that on top of the base. I think that this just makes it not to move. I could be wrong, but now I'm using another pink and I am putting that in the corners. I don't want to put on my whole eyelid because I have another set of pink that I want to do. I want to make sure I get the full usage of this palette. I think out of the whole palette, I probably didn't use like 2 other colors, maybe 3. They're so pretty too. I will have all the brushes I use linked down on the bottom. In my last video, I list down all the pinks. Sometimes I use my fingers too because sometimes the brush just doesn't pick it up for me. And you can't go wrong using your fingers. So now I'm using another set of pink. This is like the lightest pink. And I'm putting that in the corner of my eyes. And it all looks the same, but in person, you can just tell the different types of pinks. Yep, I'm using that brush again that didn't have no product and just blending it out. So this way it don't look harsh. I don't need people to see that I've used multiple without really blending it in. Tap, tap, tap. Some of the product fell off, so I decided to just go back in with that pink. I think it was like a neon pink into the corners. Next, I put on my liner by f.a.r.a.h and I threw on my lashes. I'm using the Murad Daily Moisturizing Cream. Like I said, this is so good for dry skin, or for my case, thirsty ass skin. But yes, I'm using that all over my face, underneath my chin. Be careful around your eyes because for me, it does burn. I have sensitive eyes. And yeah, forehead, everywhere. I need to make sure there's moisturizer everywhere. And that is sticky. Next, I'm using my primer, the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I love this primer. It's a great dupe when you don't have the Tasha Silk Canvas primer. And yeah, I'm going to do this exactly the same thing. Smooth it out. Remember, watch your eyes. My hair kept just sticking onto my like face. Like, hello? I'm trying to do a tutorial here. Yes, honey, yes. Pat, pat, pat. Isn't my bonnet so cute, though? Next, I'm using the Juvia Palace Concealer. I Am Magic Concealer, excuse me. And I'm putting that all over my face. I'm using that as a foundation. This is the one that's closest to my skin color. It's nothing wrong with the foundation. Just for me, this is a perfect match for me. So, it may look like a lot to y'all, but like, look. I'm in the Barbie, so I gotta put enough. And I'm just blending it out using a clean, damp sponge from also Real Techniques. And I just want to make sure I blend, 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 blend. The key is to really blend. Like, don't be lazy. Pick up that sponge and blend. Don't be so in a rush, because then you'll notice if you're in a rush. Hello? Your face look rushed, girl. You don't want that. I love this concealer. Next, I'm going back in with Cool Tan, LA Girl. And I'm using that as my concealer. You can use a triangle method, or you can smile, and you'll see just above your cheeks. That's where you want to, put concealer there. And I'm just using my Real Techniques brush, my blender brush, and just buffering it in. I want to tap it because if you sweep it, you're sweeping the product that's underneath. And you don't want to do that. Like, it's pointless. So yes, I'm pressing that into my skin, making that translucent as possible. Now I'm using my sponge to basically, smooth things out. Sometimes use the fat end of the sponge, and that'll create like a dissolve. Like, it just dissolves into your skin at this point. I don't use the point because I'm gonna use the point for something else, I guess. Now I'm using this concealer. I love this concealer, and I don't know it on top of my head, but I got it from Ulta, and it's super, super creamy. It's heavy. It's so creamy that I have to wait sometimes for it to like dry. So I use my little Real Techniques sponge, and I just go to work. Actually, it's a Revolution Conceal and Fix in Deep Tan. It's Ultimate Coverage Concealer, and it is ultimate. I use this as a highlight. I don't wet the little sponge, like, at all, because it's so hydrating. Like, I don't need that, so I need a dry sponge to kind of, like, cool that hydration down. Even though, yes, my skin need it, but when I throw powder just on top of the hydrating concealer, it'll look crazy. Trust me, it will look so crazy. But it is good for highlight. Just keep on buffering in. Yes, I'm using the fat end on the sponge as well to help it like dissolve. It looks crazy now, like, oh my gosh, you look white skin. Listen, I know I look fair and shit, but when it comes together, what did I mention before? Trust the process. Makeup takes time. You don't just put it on your face. It's blending and when you use other products. But yeah, now I'm using a fluffy brush by Real Techniques, and I'm doing the same exact thing as far as baking, like in my previous video, or you could just bake. I put enough this time because I know I have such a hydrating cream, so I want to make sure it kind of soaks it up, but not too much. So I do that to both sides. You can tell like the color's coming back as far as like with my skin. I think because it's in the medium tan as far as the loose powder, but it looks good to me. I put it on my nose. I put it on my T-zone because my my T-zone, yeah, that part is oily. So I gotta bake there. I'm using another fluffy brush by Real Techniques, and I'm basically just buffering that in, tapping it. I have to tap. You don't want to move your product. Now I'm using MAC Cosmetics and Give Me Sun, and I'm just putting that all over my face. I'm trying to get my color back, just to like, I want to feel rejuvenating, and I think that powder just do that for me. It's a great press powder. Now I got a little bit of this Fit Me. Don't come for me, but because, honey, there's still product around that rim. And I'm taking my contour brush that I like to use, that I listed in my previous video. It just get that straight line just give me a perfect way to contour my nose. It just does. And the 355 and Coconut and Fit Me press powder is not too dark. It's just like the perfect brownsy. And I need that. I don't want to look like, oh my God, like Rudolph came in the middle of fucking spring. No. Now I'm using that same brush, that fluffy little brush by Real Techniques, and I'm basically baking. I know I look like I'm sweeping it, but I'm actually just moving really fast, and I'm pressing my, where my cheeks is at. So that way I can create like a contour, like a snatch look, that kiss face. Now I'm using my other brush, and it's another contour brush that I love. And I'm literally dipping it one good time. Like, you see how I just pressed on it like once? Yup. And I'm putting that and using that as contour for my cheeks. Because if I do it more than once, Black Radiance pressed powder is so strong and beautiful bronze. Too much will be too much. And I don't need too much. I just need just enough. Yes, honey, come through. I'm taking another brush that I love, which is in the same palette as the one before, and it doesn't have no product in it. And I'm basically just trying to like remove the harsh lines, just basically trying to make my face come together by buffering everything. I don't know why I did that, but yes. Oh, I said it's dry. So yeah, I had to use my hydrating illuminating mist spray by e.l.f. And I'm going back with my eyebrow dip brow pencil. Well, excuse me, not pencil, but like my eyebrow brush. I'm just gonna call it that. And because sometimes, product goes on my eyebrows, I just want to go back in and fill that in. I like my eyebrows to look deep. I don't know why. I know it's not supposed to be black hair with black eyebrows, but for me, it works. I'm going back in with my sponge to create that fade, that fade look as far as with the eyebrows. And I had to use my is it $1 billion eyebrow gel? It is called, $1 billion brows. You need this. You need any type of gel for your eyebrows. It'll just like give it a longevity. Going back into the Juvia's Berry palette, and the same love that my top of my eyelids got, I gotta give it to my bottom. Plus, it'll hide my bags. Yeah, that's a texture problem. Like when I get enough sleep, you'll see it decrease. All that means is that a bitch hasn't been sleeping. And I'm using the same colors that I use up top and the bottom. As far as the colors I use in my brow bone and underneath that. Yes, I'm feeling myself because my face is coming together. I put more product on. I need to put even more spray on me. I like setting spray. My face get very dry. I have powders on me. Now I'm taking BH Cosmetics. I think the palette is called Saint Tropez, or no, Summer and Saint Tropez or Tropez. You guys can help me below by, just let me know how it is, how I sound, how it's supposed to be said. But I'm using Paradise as a highlighter. I have a habit of just using eyeshadow if it has like any glitter or glisten and using it as a highlighter. You see how it's coming through? That's why I need it to come through. Yes. I put it everywhere that I want to highlight. Above my cheeks, in my eyebrow bone, my forehead, my cupid's bow. I just need to, like, even if I'm in the house, I need to feel like the sun is hitting me. I'm taking another brush that don't have no product on it. It's actually a bigger version of the one that I used earlier to basically, make everything seamless. And I'm going over my highlight because I don't want to look like, oh shit, she just threw the fucking highlight on her eyes, I want it to look, real and seamless. Taking my mascara. I'm giving my bottom lashes some love too. Oh my God, don't you guys hate that? I don't know, I think it's a nerve thing. But when your makeup start like disappearing in the corners, like where your tear duct is, that shit is so fucking annoying. Like, go screw your fucking brother. That's how I be feeling. So yes, you guys are starting to see Yummy Barbie come alive. It's Barbie. Yes, I'm taking another brush that I love. I think it's from the tear ducts, but I'm spraying my luminance spray on it because it kind of brings out the whatever product you put on your brush, and I'm using it for my tear ducts. I love this. And just give me that beachy vibe, that love me, say that you love me. That type of vibe. I need that in my life. And you already know that NYX Cosmetics pencil, retraceable liner. Yes, and Cocoa. I bought this over the weekend. I did it in my last tutorial, and I'm in love. I don't even care if it don't match the eyeshadow. I personally love this color on my lips. Taking that Morphe. It smells so good too. And Jealousy. Jealousy is a problem. Do you see that mood? Jealousy is a whole fucking mood. Like, that's why I love it. I will literally order like 10 of them. Like, stop playing. And I'm throwing this clear lip gloss in it. I like to, as long as it's clear lip gloss and it hydrates my lips, it can't do me no harm. Like, my lips need to speak. I mean, it's used for speaking, but yes. I'm going back in. Gotta make sure the eyebrows is on point. And I'm feeling myself. I really am. Now, this is a dupe. If you don't want to cut your eyebrows seriously, you take some concealer, take like a thin brush, and just go over the parts that you want to make it seem like the illusion of your eyebrows are cut. I wanted this look. I think this shit is dope. It's sexy. I kind of wanted to give it an edgy look too. I usually do this sometimes. And they be like, oh my God, you cut your eyebrows? I'm not gonna say nothing. Everything is makeup. Makeup is so powerful. You can do anything you want. I want that B. Simone look. Yes, please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next video.